Why, hello everyone, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode on PlayFrame. Hey, that raid series we did last time was pretty fun. What do you say we do another one? That's right, this week we are doing the other raid, which was released with Stormblood, Return to Ivalice. And I'm guessing that title, plus the title of this episode most likely, have already perked the attention of some of you, and yes. So if last raid was going to be a bit of a treat for classic Final Fantasy fans, Final Fantasy V and VI fans specifically, this one is going to be an extra special treat for folks who are fans of Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy XII. There is much to look forward to, and to celebrate it, I have gotten a new look, by which I mean my fashion mage fairy godparent has assembled a new look, which I very much like. Look at this very good look. It's a good red mage look. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started because, as with the Omega Raid, this is probably going to make for some long episodes. Let's not waste time. Also, there's people waiting on me. That's also another very good reason to not waste time. Kaiten, I believe you start this quest chain, yes. Kaiten knows of someone seeking your acquaintance. Welcome, my lord. There is a young maiden here who would speak with you. Miss, the adventurer has arrived. Hello. And here he is, the liberator of both Doma and Alamigo in the flesh. I'm Lena Murilla. Lena Murilla, there we go. Correspondent for the Raven. You may recognize me from my expose on the secret lives of the homunculi. But enough small talk. It's not for nothing that I've been standing here since yesterday morning on the chance you'd pass by. Okay. Nope, I'm here because... Actually, it's best you heard it from Alma. I'm but an observer. Alma, come! I found him! Familiar names, familiar music. This week is going to be a treat, everyone. Is this the adventurer of whom you spoke? Indeed it is. This reporter correspondent, Mikote, by the way, is someone we could have run into in Heavensward as well, just doing other, I think some crafting job quests like botanists or something like that. She's existed before, but she doesn't, she probably would address us as if she recognized us if Dermot had done any of that stuff. Anyway, please, I beg of you, find my father. You're his only hope. It's all right, Alma. We're attracting unwanted attention. Might I suggest a change of venue? We will await you before the Prima Vista. The theater barge has a berth at the airship landing. And that sound you hear is the ears of various Final Fantasy IX fans perking up. As I said, we're in for a good week. Anyway, let's see if I can go find where we are to stand. Where do they want us to go? Oh, it's just up here. Okay. That should work. Boy, I love this get-up we've got. And there, I believe, is the Prima Vista. Looking gorgeous. Hello. Still a little upset. That's okay. As I said before, I think it better we continue this conversation in the privacy of the young lady's barge. It's not that I don't trust anyone here. It's simply that I don't trust anyone here. Gate guard Minagumo has been instructed to look out for you. In future, speak with him when you wish to gain admission to the docks. Oh, I'm excited. I want to go on board. Okay. Thank you for coming, Derman. You're probably wondering why I've summoned you to an airship, and a Garlean one at that. Allow me to explain on the shuttle. Garlean, huh? She is a good-looking ship. And we're in. Love how much Final Fantasy Tactics music they use in this quest line. It's a theater ship. Welcome to the Prima Vista, the most luxurious theater barge in all the land. The Prima Vista serves as both stage and home to the majestic Imperial Theater Company. You can keep that dirk in your drawers. No one here's a member of the Imperial Army, nor are there any spies within the troop. At least no known spies. Ask anyone and they will readily attest. The majestic Imperial Theater Company are the finest practitioners of the dramatic arts to be found anywhere on the 3 great continents and beyond. They have admirers throughout the Empire and its territories, and even boast a sizable following in Gridania, hence my assignment to their story. It is a little-known fact, outside Garlemald at least, that the late Emperor was a devoted patron of the arts who supported various theater troupes to the tune of much coin. Indeed, Solus was so enamored of the majestic players that he ordered the construction of this very airship, that the troupe might perform in every corner of the Empire. When his grandson took the throne, however, everything changed. Now, all theater troupes, domestic and foreign, must submit their works for approval by the Central Imperial Board of Censors. If a play is deemed vulgar or inflammatory, it's banned, and the troupe denies their writs of transit. The worst offenders? Well, they're never heard from again. This policy has effectively left playwrights with one of 2 options: compromise their creative integrity to curry favor with his radiance, or put down their quills altogether. The principal of the Majestic, however, chose a 3rd option: to express his disapproval for the new Emperor's policies obliquely, in ostensibly unpolitical works. Pray forgive me for my earlier outburst. I'm Alma Bas Lexentale, or probably Lexentale. Yeah, daughter of Principal Genomus and Lexentale. Mayhap you've heard of my father's latest play, the Zodiac Brave story? On the surface, it's an innocent retelling of a well-known Garlean fairy tale, hardly worthy of the censor's attention. But beneath it, it's something quite different. A fact the censors failed to spot when they approved the manuscript for public performance. The play quickly became a huge success. The common folk loved its fantastical story, while the learned classes appreciated its true message. By the time the Imperial Board of Censors realized their mistake, it was too late. No longer in a position to prohibit the performance outright without admitting fault, they took aim at the company's purse strings instead. Before long, noble patrons began to withdraw their support, fearing to be associated with the troupe. And by the end, even the learned felt compelled to feign ignorance. By bleeding the Majestic of their funding, the censors robbed them of their voice. And none of this has made it any clearer as to why you're here, right? Allow me, Alina. Oh. Hey, Sid. Following me, are you? I've known Genomus since we were students at the Magitech Academy. When I heard his daughter was in Kugane looking to enlist the aid of an adventurer, I felt compelled to give her your name. Sorry for not announcing myself sooner, old friend. It's fine, this is a nice surprise. Genomus and I were from different worlds, but that only served to fuel our friendship. Many were the nights we would prattle on into the wee, small hours. warm flagons of peated ale numbing our minds to the other's naive ideologies. Yet, no matter where our conversation began, it would invariably end with him telling me how he was going to change the Empire from the inside out. The troop was to be his path into the people's hearts. Even after the Empire forced him from his home, Genomus never gave up hope that his work might change the world. Could also be like Genomus or Yenomus, even, I guess. Not really sure which one to go with. I'll have to pick one at some point. Art will ever strain against artificial bounds and borders, man-made walls and misguided wars. It is in such times of uncertainty that we must needs embrace our calling and take to the skies so others might do the same. What I'm trying to say, rather poorly I concede, is that not all Garleans are hewn from the same stone. Just as there are those who pledged their lives to the Empire and would never think to question the authority of its leaders, there are those like Alma's father and myself, whose love for their country does not blind them to its flaws. Still, try selling that sack of sunflower to an Alamegan or a Doman who's watched his family consumed in the flames of a Magitech Reaper. How many Eorzean adventurers do you think would leap at the opportunity to help an Imperial search for her missing father? And in Garlean territory, no less. But you're different. You've seen enough to know that the line between good and evil is not defined by race, color, or creed. So, what say you? Let's see. Don't think we have to go with the damsel in distress thing, even though I know it is dramatic, Derman. I appreciate the gesture. But I would make a poor adventurer were I to shy from adventure. Indeed. Now that you understand the nature of the task, perhaps Alma could provide some insight as to where we might begin our search. Shortly before my father disappeared, he began work on his next play, a successor to the Zodiac Brave story. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Please, follow me. You got it. Nice carpets. And nice ship. Boy. Through adventure and hardship, young Delita, a boy of common blood. Delita? Delita? Boy, I really should have actually thought about how to pronounce these names before I started. A boy of common blood becomes a hero, culminating in the birth of the mythical kingdom of Ivalice. But that's where the story ends. There are no records of anything that follows. Was Principal Genomus simply going to invent something? My father believed that he had discovered evidence of a second hero, one whose efforts went largely unnoticed, but without whom Delita would never have risen to the throne. His was the next tale he wanted to tell, the true Zodiac Brave story. A second hero? According to my father's studies, this young man was one of Delita's closest friends and confidants. That is, until the untimely passing of Delita's sister forced the two to part ways. Yet the unnamed hero continued to provide aid to his friend by thwarting the machinations of those who would scheme against Delita, thus paving the way for the Pauper's rise to regent. You must forgive me, but I've never heard anyone make such claims. How exactly did your father come by this information? That is a long story. One which begins and ends with Genomus becoming lost in the very legend he sought to lay bare. Even as far back as our academy days, Ivalice had Genomus firmly in its grasp. He flatly refused to believe the story was just a fairy tale. And so, when he was finally driven out of Garlemald, it was only natural that he should choose this of all places as his refuge. Was it not, Alma? That is correct, Master Garland. It has long been my father's belief that the ruins of ancient Ivalice lie beyond Naxia, buried beneath the sands of the Dalmasca Desert. Poor Dalmasca. The kingdom prospered in relative isolation for countless generations, until the Empire came calling. When not touring, my father would organize expeditions into the Dalmasca Desert to search for proof of Ivalice's existence. Sometimes he would bring back strange artifacts, ancient tomes, and crystals unlike any others. My father called them auracite and claimed they were vital to proving his theories. This is one such crystal. By the 12, it's magnificent. Evolution legend tells of crystals bequeathed by the gods unto those who would be kings. It's during his quest to gather auracite that young Delita rises to prominence. I must have heard the tale 1,000 times from my nursemaid. But that is all it ever was, a tale. My father would often tell us how the auracite spoke to him. At the time, we assumed he was speaking figuratively, that the stone's beauty roused his muse. But then he began to act strangely. How so? Following our arrival here in Hingashi, my father spent much of his time cloistered in his chambers, poring over his past research. And though he was alone, we could oft hear him in conversation. It was not uncommon for my father to recite the lines as he wrote them, but it soon became clear that this was something else. It was as if he was talking to my mother who passed several winters gone. Might this not have been out of mere loneliness? Or perhaps the strain of your flight from Garlemald? Possibly, but that would not explain the voices which answered him. Hello. Alma, who are these people? I told you I did not require any help finding father, especially from outsiders. So good of you to join us, Ramza. Allow me to introduce... Enough, Master Cid. We may be shunned by the Empire, but we're still Garleans, and we still have our pride. Unlike some, it seems. We require neither the aid nor the pity of foreign rabble. Have you forgotten where you are, brother? It is we who are the foreign rabble. This land and its customs are all but unknown to us. We would be fools to conduct our search without a proven guide. Your sister's right, Ramza. As for my good friend here, your mistrust is ill-placed. I'll personally vouch for his character. In all the time I've known him, he has never once let anything as insignificant as race or creed color his judgment. You're lucky to have him. He's right, you know. But we would have you, Master Garland. Why do you refuse us? You know why. Until this affair with Omega is resolved, well, it is, but... Sorry, I'm recording these a little bit out of order just by necessity. So... We'll just say that he's still cleaning up. My hands are tied. It pains me to refuse you and your sister, but it pains me far more to leave Genomus to his fate. I'm sorry. You need not apologize. I let my emotions get the better of me. After what happened in Rabanastre, it may be time to admit we're out of our depth. My brother's last expedition met with tragedy in the ruins of the capital city. He barely escaped with his life. The Empire turned Rabanastre into a death trap. You were a fool to set foot there without a proper escort. I realize that now, Master Garland, but at the time I saw an opportunity to rescue our father and I took it. Whatever led you to believe your father was in Dalmasca's capital? My father's fascination with Evolution legend began with a trip to the antediluvian city long before the war. Call it a premonition, but something tells me that is where he returned. Now you must excuse me. I need some time to think. Then, Alma, I shall leave you and your brother in Dermot's capable hands. He has ever repaid my trust with interest. You do well to grant him yours. Thank you, Master Garland. We will not forget this kindness. Good to see you, Cid. Well, a whole lot just got laid on classic Final Fantasy fans in that long conversation. The Zodiac Brave story is sort of what the name of the story of Final Fantasy Tactics is. So they're taking Final Fantasy Tactics and treating that as a play, a fictional play written in this world. Rabanastre, though, and Dalmasca, which are literal places in Final Fantasy XII, they are treating as real places in this world that are currently ruins, conquered by the Empire long ago. They are integrating both of these games, which are sort of set in the same setting, in different ways. They're doing really cool stuff here. Ramza is your main character in Final Fantasy Tactics, although clearly not the same one, because he's not part of that story in this one. Delita is another big, character in Final Fantasy Tactics. And it's... people who know Final Fantasy Tactics and 12 have just had a whole lot to enjoy, is my point. Lots to dig into. Alma is a character in Final Fantasy Tactics as well. And you are also here. Cid didn't bid me farewell. This is going in my write-up. Manners, Cid. Oh, I miss my father. Well, seems we're going to be working together. Maybe we can be nice? Master Garland seems to think highly of you, so I will withhold judgment until after Dalmasca. Fair enough. So, Ramza is itching to depart. Dalmasca is nestled in a forgotten corner of the Empire's outermost territories. I do not foresee any trouble from the standing army, but would suggest committing to memory the locations of each of the barge's exits, just in case. As for the flight itself, the currents above Dalmasca are as wild as the land below. You may want to hold on. And we're off. What a cool-looking ship. I feel like parts of it should probably be moving, but whatever. What a cool-looking ship. We'll complete our descent to Rabanastre in the shuttle. Ramza? I thought I made myself clear, Alma. The capital's simply too dangerous. Father would never forgive me if I were to lose you trying to rescue him. Boy, you seem a treat. Come, we're wasting time. And welcome, Final Fantasy XII fans, to the royal city of Rabanastre. Home sweet home. Normally, I really do love that Final Fantasy XIV mostly just pulls in people and places and iconography from past Final Fantasies and recontextualizes them and sort of uses them in its own way. And they're doing that with this too, to an extent. But I do sort of just love the fact that, given 14 has a lot of similar vibes as 12, They have basically just dropped places from 12 straight into their world and just said, yeah, those are here. I love it. According to my father, Rabanastre was already a thriving city some 1,000 years ago. But after performing several private excavations beneath the so-called Desert Sapphire, my father came to the conclusion that it was not the first settlement to stand here. Then, your father believes that Rabanastre sits atop the royal city of Lassalia, capital of Ivalice. But if that's true, it could change history. We'd be famous. Famous? Are you sure you don't mean rich? Pfft, your kind are all alike. Parasites grown fat on the sweat and suffering of others. Bold words for a boy of but 16 summers. And what, pray tell, have I done to deserve such spite? I only wish to learn the truth behind the disappearance of the Empire's foremost playwright. If that should lead to something bigger, well then, I'd be the worst reporter in the realm if I did not pursue it. Hey, are you two done? There's a whole city over here. Yes, we can argue about this now, or we can return to the Prima Vista and report to our army of adventurers that it is time to begin the expedition. I humbly suggest the latter. I concur.
You see, it is as I said, brother. Let them come to us. Should we kill them now? No, the time is not right.
I can't make these voices sound like this and also different.
When has that stopped us before? Fool, do you see that one? Slayer of gods, they call him. Warrior of light.
The royal city of Rabanastre is now open for visitors. And I'm going to need 23 more visitors to keep me from dying. You cannot expect me to walk away from this. If the legend of Ivalice is true, the public has a right to know. And darn well they should. Hold on, Father. Help is on its way. And you? To Rabanastre. I agree. Let me go find where the crew is waiting so we can get this party started. BRB. And there is our fine bunch of folks. All ready and gathered. I'm back here, by the way. All ready and gathered to do some Ivalice nostalgia. I'm so excited. All the players are gathered, dressed in their Ivalician best, and we are ready to begin. So, the royal city of Rabanastre. Recently, residents of Kugane woke to find, hovering above their city, an airship unlike any ever seen. Yet, while of Garlean design, the vessel distinctly lacked the bleak outfitting common in the Empire's war machina. No, this was the Prima Vista, private stage for the majestic Imperial Theatre Company, a troupe having won acclaim across Garlemald for their timeless work, The Zodiac Brave Story. Which begets the question, why are they here? The answer to that question, and more, lies in the selfsame legend of which they sing. The legend of Ivalice. Let's go experience said legend, shall we? In we go! Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's go see how Rabanastre's doing, huh? Not great from the sound of things. Now, you'll remember from past expansions, this is a 24-man raid, which functions a little differently than those 8-man raids we've been doing previously. Before us excuse me. Your portraits are all very good, but the dialogue, you see. Before us lies the royal city. My father's somewhere inside. I can feel it. These are no ordinary birds. Oh yeah, look at all the red chocobos. Something foul prevents our crossing. Wear its numbing breath. Yes, our first boss for today. Mateus the Corrupt, which folks may recall from Final Fantasy XII, one of the Espers. You do not fear me? You will. So, our first order of business, try to take care of all those Ice Azure ads, and they're gone already. They explode once defeated, so don't be near them once they're dead, but, you know. Rise, Dark Water, and grant me strength. So the boss is now casting Unbind. This is one of the most complex bosses, actually, in this whole raid branch. Mostly because of this move. It just has a lot going on that I'll try to explain. So, they've summoned a little ice dancer who is about to go traveling along this entire ice spiral here. There's also a lot of things along that ice spiral that the dancer's going to run into. There's these little water bubbles, which if the dancer runs into them will turn into an ad. We can run into the bubble to pop it before the dancer manages to get there. But in doing so, it hits me with this drenched status effect, which means that if I get hit by an ice attack, it's going to freeze me. These aquaspheres, which we're trying to kill real fast, will turn into big ice blocks that'll cause big problems for us later if we don't kill them first. And I'm doing a terrible job of actually red maging while talking. But we did it. There were also water spouts out and about that players could stand on to try to disrupt them. If the ice skater ran on those, it would create another just big hazard for us. Just more problems. And we have enough problems. If the skater touches you, by the way, you'll get hit with a real bad freeze thing that'll potentially freeze you and do a lot of damage. So don't run into the skater. Leave the skater be. Skater's doing their own thing. I'm doing such a terrible job red maging right now. Living shield, protect me from evil. Now comes dual cast, followed by freeze, dark water, steal my body, steal my resolve. A whole lot of proximity AoEs. This is why we wanted to destroy those little bubbles that were along the spiral path. Any of those that were still remaining would have just peppered the ground with even more of those proximity AoEs and made things really hard to avoid for us in general. But we're doing great. And by we, I mostly mean the other 23 people here. Let the ichor flow. Let it birth the mire that will drown mine enemies. So we're all sort of underwater right now and drowning, hit with a status effect called Breathless. But there are these flume toads. If we destroy the flume toads, they will leave little water bubbles that we can step into to catch our breath. We do need to be careful, though, because there are some other little mechanics like these. Little column AoEs here. If these AoEs happen to hit the bubbles, it'll pop the bubbles. And that's no good. But now I'm getting increasingly breathless. If I get up to 10 stacks of this breathless status effect, I will die. And boy, those stacks do add up faster than you'd like. We are burning through this boss real fast. Fools, you've not yet seen the limit of my reach. That went very smooth. Good job, team. Sid was not mistaken in his assessment of your skill for battle. Still, I worry that something even more sinister awaits us ahead. And right you are. Seek bandits. It appears the deplorable creatures are here to raid abandoned homes. It's like a gold mine without the mine. You ain't supposed to be here! So you will recall that 24-man raids function a little differently than those 8-man raids, in that it's not 8 independent boss battles that you got quests in between. It's just kind of one straight run that has 4 bosses in it. Ooh, chocobos. You want to watch out for these chocobos because they will cast Chocobo Meteor, which is a real big proximity AoE attack. And you get a bunch of those going all at once, and oh boy, it hurts. None of them have cast it yet, amazingly. Oh, maybe that's the red chocobos that do that later. Some chocobo's gonna try to kill us, is my point. You'll know it when you see it. Now there's a red chocobo, who might just cause problems. There it is. Yep. Bad bird. And that move does hurt a lot. It did actually manage to take somebody out. Not to be trifled with. All right. Enjoying the Final Fantasy Tactics music, by the way? I hope so. Because boy, this whole raid series is dense with it. My father mentioned the Empire using their might to put down rebellions within the city, but this destruction's too widespread. What if that creature we fought earlier... Another of the twisted others. This is not the work of the Empire. Something's wrong here. Yes, say hello to Hashmal, bringer of order, another one of the Espers from Final Fantasy XII. Without order, creation is doomed to descend into chaos. I will bring that order. You will kneel. So, this Earth Esper is going to hit us with a lot of hard-hitting things like that. Just a lot of AoEs we mostly need to avoid. To maintain order, one must first have control. And they'll also bring in a lot of towers like this one. And then slice them, and then the towers are going to fall in a direction and hurt a lot, so don't be underneath them when they slide and fall. Come, the cleansing flame will seal all wounds. Let's stand on the side of the arena where the fire is not about to be. All of these attacks hurt so bad, by the way. Earthhammer's about to do a big proximity AoE right where that thing gets summoned, so let's go away from it. I'm very grateful to have this big, huge group of 24 here, because it really makes up for the damage I'm failing to do. Especially given we got some blue mages in here. Now there's a command tower, which is going to cast out a whole bunch of AoE, make the boss unreachable for a little while, and be something we need to destroy before the boss can charge up their big ultimate move. Nyeh. Okay, spread these out, spread these out, spread these out as much as we can. Nope, sorry to the people who got clipped by mine. Resistance will be met with retribution. The land shall bury your screams. Oop, that's a big frontal AoE, I think. Oh no, wait, it's doing its big ultimate attack. So we're getting hurt either way. To defy orders, to defy creation itself. 2 towers now, okay. Both falling sort of in my direction. Let's move. Yeah. More towers. All right. We're fine, we're fine. Everything is fine. Come, the cleansing flame will see. Oh, okay, let's move to the other side very fast. Go! Woof. That's so many AoEs. So much is happening so fast. My ability to actually cast spells and talk has never been worse. But I think Hashmal has thrown out most of their big attacks at this point. So there shouldn't be anything too new and unfamiliar now. Boy, that's a whole lot of proximity AoE. That's, yep. Even the laws of life itself are mine to bend. Rise, sand. Rise, stone. Heed my bidding. Oh no, I was wrong. He summoned some ads, some golems. These golems are going to keep doing a demolish move, and every time they do, they're going to get bigger and start hitting harder. So we want to kill them so fast. Almost. Okay, good. Down. Fantastic. Geez, I'm using my big red mage combo for the first time in 2 fights. Embarrassing. Your order is a lie. Again, you've proven your worth to this expedition. Let us see what lies beneath the city. Oh yes, let's do. More bandits. Despite all the creatures we've encountered, I know not whether they're brave or foolish. They can be both. Not an Imperial in sight. And those aren't Imperial colors. Got no choice but to kill him. Finally, a chance to catch my breath and remember how Red Mage works. Nothing but ads in here, so nothing too scary. We just want to take all these out quick like. And there we go. There we go. Ooh, big hole. So we drop down into the Garum Scythe waterway. Another familiar Final Fantasy XII location beneath the city of Rabanastre. Welcome to the Garum Scythe waterway. As the city grows, channels are widened and new outlets dug. I'd venture that some of the pools are so deep no one alive has ever seen their bottoms. Ah, I think I've gotten pulled the wrong way. Yep. That's fine. I'm just following my tank. Maybe the raid auto-separated us. Now we're swimming. I love it down here. It's so rare that Final Fantasy XIV actually just straight up pulls in stuff from other games wholesale. That rather than feeling like a sort of just pandering thing, in this case it just feels like a special treat. Just as soon as everyone's flipped their little switches, then we should be able to, there we go, rejoin. I appreciate that the little catch-up teleportation crystals actually feel more appropriate to the area. Whoosh! We go further and further and further down to the royal city of Lassalia. These ruins. We're no longer in Rabanastre. This is Lassalia. The Lassalia of Evolution legend. Yes, this is a central city in the kingdom of Ivalice from Final Fantasy Tactics. The creatures here are not mere beasts or void sent. The secrets that lie beyond must be ones worth keeping. It's time for the third boss, everyone. Rofocale. Now this one might not be so familiar, and there's a reason for that. This boss is named for a Lucavi demon, which was seemingly planned but then cut from Final Fantasy Tactics. Doesn't actually appear in the game, just in the game's data somewhere. Ill fortune befall all who dare gaze upon me. So Rofocale's a neat one. Hopefully I can remember everything that they do. So first, Chariot. Chariot is a move where they will target one of the party members and charge them. So the party member either needs to find a safe place to stand far away from everybody else, or an easier way to ensure that few people get hit with damage is to move super close to the boss, so the boss just charges basically right in front of them. Yeah. I love that. I'm pretty sure that's a actual like attack animation effect from Final Fantasy Tactics for Crush Weapon. Big fan. Now Trample. For Trample, the boss is going to do this big figure 8 pattern and really hurt anybody they run into. I've found the safest place to be is kind of at their side. But it can be a little tricky to dodge. I walk the shadows. You'll not see me until my lance has transfixed your very soul. Oh, that's so many. Move. That move's called Maverick. And there's very few safe places to stand. Now, pretty soon here, I think the boss is going to summon in some Archaeodemons, and when they do, we're going to need to split into 3 groups, because those Archaeodemons are each going to be in like a little enclosed cage space. And we want to be trapped in there. Enough of us trapped in with each one to be able to kill them. Oh, that's not a good place to stand. Ouch. I've been trampled. Thanks, healers. Sound the battle horn, soldiers, to me! Alright, where's my tank going? Go! Quick, 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 quick. Alright. I got in. We also want to be careful not to get run over by the boss. While we're in those cages. The heavens tremble in my wake. They're preparing a big move. One they've been charging while we were trying to take out those Archaeodemons. The Orisight. Gaze upon its undying brilliance and know true fear. Even a hound knows when to turn tail. Would you have us think you less than chattel? Writhe in the land's embrace. So now the boss is going to do a mean thing and plant some traps that are now invisible. They'll occasionally glow, reminding you of their location. But if you walk into those traps at any point, you're going to get bound. You and anyone standing near you. It's not nice. It's just mean. Yep, see, there it is. Oh boy, that's not good. I'm going to get hit. And trapped. Oh, I thought I was out of range. Here comes a trample again. Whew. Safe. And that. I gotta remember to stay close to the boss so I can dodge that better. Oh, that's a proximity attack. Let's go away. Run away. More traps. There's so much going on. Ah! So much going on! Just trying to collect my thoughts for a second. There's that big proximity AoE again. Let's spread out and hopefully not run into any traps. We're okay. Without light, there can be only darkness. So now, the field is going to be covered in darkness and the boss made invisible. We need to go and click on each of these dark circles to make the lights turn back on. There we go. And then look out for a Maverick immediately after. We almost got him. Oh boy. Whew. So many things to pay attention to at once. Yeah, we're getting hit by this one. Whew. Ah, to die a good death. We live! And now for boss number 4. The air here feels wrong. Can you sense it? Death awaits us in yon chamber. Well, hello. I know that hair.
Who dares disturb the slumber of Argath Fadalfos, rightful king of Ivalis? Descendants of House Beowulf? Then by my sword shall I banish your souls to the deepest hell.
Yes, it's Argath, an antagonist character from Final Fantasy Tactics. You may know them as Argus from the original PlayStation localization. But it's them. What were those lines before? Any doubts I had of your participation in this rescue, I have no longer. I was wrong to place mistrust in Cid and my sister's judgment. There we go.
It is to be a fight then. I am only too happy to oblige.
So the central mechanic we really need to watch out for here with Argath is called Divine Commandments.
Like sheep before the wolf.
Every now and then, we're going to get a big face flashing on our screen, either a demon or an angel. If it's an angel, then we need to follow and obey whatever directions we are given immediately after. If it's a demon face, we need to disobey. If that's confusing, don't worry. It'll make tons of sense in a second. So, that's the angel face. So we need to follow instructions. The voice of the god commands you to turn away.
You will be judged.
There we are.
Kneel and repent.
Success. So now some of us are going to get marked with those little blade symbols, which are about to drop some real big cross-pattern AoEs that we're not going to want to be standing near. Hopefully this is far enough away from the proximity AoE. Good enough. Crawl forth from the shadows, my pet. All right, so now some ads are going to spawn and tether to various players here. We need to take them out fast, because they're going to start casting stuff that really hurts.
Does it grieve you to see the depths of your own weakness laid bare? Maggots!
So this move, Empty Soul, is going to spawn a bunch of shards that we also need to take out while the boss charges up a big ultimate attack. If we take out the shards, that stops them from being able to charge fully.
You do not belong in my world. Step into nothing.
Ha! You have yet to witness the Arcite's true might.
I am the lies upon which you sup.
Alright, there's a demon face, so this time we disobey. The voice of the god commands you to turn away. I will not. I will look straight at you.
You will be judged.
Success.
The world has no place for such wretches. Your claim to life is forfeit.
So this move, Gnawing Dread, is going to force us to run in whatever direction the little finger is pointing, and the finger spins constantly. So you kind of have to, like, time your motion carefully to be able to run where you want to be. It's obnoxious. In a fun way. Demon face, we disobey. Turn away, nope. I face you.
You will be judged. Abomination!
I remember. Angel face. We obey. Flee and not stop. Okay, I flee. I just move. I non-stop move.
Kneel and repent!
You're giving me so many orders.
You are but blood to stand aside.
Look out. Okay. Where are these AoEs going? Okay, run, 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 run. We're okay. We're gonna make it. All right, so here we need to make sure people are standing in every single one of these, or else it'll hurt a lot. There we go. Almost got him. All right, Angel, obey. Or kill, that works too.
This body, it is not my own.
Oh, gods, what have I done? Save me! Ramza! Save me!
Yay! Final Fantasy Tactics victory music. It's so wonderful hearing all this Hitoshi Sakamoto music in here. Thank you, everyone in this alliance today, for joining me. You all did so good. Phenomenally. And he looks great doing it, too. Look at all this good fashion in here. You all did great. Thank you for helping me get through this. The first raid of this series. Spectacular group. All right, let's head out and continue the story. Where am I? Father! Ramza, and the Warrior of Light? Yes, I know of you, but that you should come to my rescue, words fail me. A poor playwright, I must seem. Hey! Come on, no fair.
The term you're looking for is thank you. Upon which note, I, Bagamnan, bounty hunter, do humbly thank you, Warrior of Light, for delivering me this fine gift. Now hand over the Orosite, unless you wish to see the desert sands turn red. And be quick, Gijokir does not have the steadiest of hands. That one! She will bring it to me.
I'm really not doing this voice justice. This is a Final Fantasy XII character as well. I don't remember if I said that before.
Yes, this is it. The Duma. And to think we found it so close to Doma. The Duma of Doma.
Tough crowd.
Enough, Waggy. We would not have our guests think us underbred.
You have what you want, you thieving lizards. Now unhand him.
Of course. Abanga is always true to his word. I will be keeping this, though.
Father!
You've only yourselves to blame for this. But if you mislike the thought, you could always blame the gods. Not that they're listening. Get up, fool, we're leaving.
You're going to be all right. We cannot see to your father's hurts here. Come on, we must get him back to the Prima Vista. Yes, indeed. Whew, those voices are rough. I need some tea. Hang on. Ah, boy, that helps. Hooray, tea. Lifesaver. Anyway, we've got folks to talk to. In fact, let's look around this ship a little bit. We haven't taken the time to actually examine what's all's been going on in here. Look at all the, props and sets being worked on. Costumes hanging up. Love that. You guys sit tight. Company musician. No song can express the gratitude I feel towards you for bringing the principal home, but a song you shall have, nonetheless. Much appreciated. Backdrops, love it. Psst, listen, what if Genomus isn't truly unconscious at all? What if he's feigning his death-like torpor to demonstrate his mastery of the craft? Well, that seems hard to believe, but y'all are the professionals. Company performers. Thespian, hello. The others tell me you risked your life to save Genomus, a Garlean citizen. Perhaps your view of us Imperials is less simplistic than I'd assumed. Didn't realize you were making assumptions. You have my thanks for aiding young Ramsay in the principal's rescue. The entire company, nay, the entire world is in your debt. I know, that's what I keep saying to everybody. When I think about the principal lying there, the muscle in my heart aches. I mean, your heart is technically, you know what, it doesn't matter. Hello. Words cannot express my gratitude for the part you played in the principal's rescue. Ramsay insists that he'll make a full recovery, though, after what happened to his mother, Tia, what else could he say? Ooh, gossip. It's also very good. What a cool ship. Tell me the principal will be all right. If he were to... I can't even bring myself to think what would happen if... Oh, don't you worry. I guess I should check in, though. He is unchanged. Father, wake up, Father. Please, Mother, don't take him from us yet. Yes, please don't. Oh. Genomus remains deep in slumber, but his breathing is steady and his fever has subsided. For now, all we can do is wait. I've sent word to Sid. I hope you don't mind. Oh no, that's fine. Come to think of it, I don't know how to reach him. Which seems weird. Alma, Ramza, can you ever forgive me? And you, Cid, it was never my intention to put you into such trouble. I am ever in your debt. You would have done the same for me, Genomus. Besides, it was Derman here who went to all the trouble. If anyone deserves your thanks, it's him. He is right. I've done naught to deserve your kindness, yet I am its beneficiary nonetheless. So, if I understand correctly, you're saying Auracite does not work to facilitate the possession of a living host by an icon, as was assumed to be the case with Isel and the Archbishop, but rather absorbs the host's ether, its very soul, and somehow transforms it before returning it to the host's body. If that's the case, our Charlian allies will need to be informed immediately. But I suppose the real question here is, did you find what you came looking for? The legend would have us believe that Delita Hiral. I really need to make up my mind, Delita or Delita. I guess I hear people say Delita more often. Whatever, would have us believe that Delita Hiral, the commoner who would be king, was the sole hero of the Zodiac Brave story. But as I've discovered, there was another. Two others, in fact. Siblings whose roles faded from subsequent retellings of the story. A brother and sister by the names of Ramza and Alma. Then, to prepare for this assignment, I pored over every published work on Evolution legend I could lay my hands on, and nowhere did I find any mention of these siblings. But I did. I uncovered irrefutable evidence that Delita had a close companion named Ramza, who aided him in his rise to power. This, in turn, led me to Alma, and that I might never lose sight of the truth, I named my own children after these lost players. I'm sorry I never told you any of this, Cid, but you must believe me. Ivalice has never been a mere pastime of mine. It is, and forever will be, my calling, my purpose. My family's purpose. Go on. The world knows me as Genomus sen Lexentale, yet that is but my stage name. My true name is Arazlam Durai. Countless generations past, it was my ancestor who penned the Durai papers, an account of Ivalice and the War of the Lions that details what truly occurred during that turbulent era. You're tired, Father. Rest. I will continue. Long ago, an orphan by the name of Oran Durai crossed paths with both Ramza and Delita. After Delita's rise to power, Oran found himself in the service of the pauper become king. Following the War of the Lions, Oran believed the people of Ivalice had a right to know the truth of Ramza's involvement and set about documenting his deeds. When the church learned of his intent, however, they branded him a heretic and had him burned at the stake. The Durai papers were never published, and any existing copies were gathered and sealed away in church vaults. The truth about Ivalice along with them. What was so damning that it would drive the church to do such a thing? The answer to that question can be found in this book. The only surviving transcript of my ancestors' chronicle, copied from an early draft and passed down for untold generations. With this, my father and I plan to reveal the truth and restore honor to my family's name. Forbidden Chronicles? A secret family legacy? Not that I doubt you, Genomus, but how do you expect to convince people of all this when well-nigh every soul in the realm believes Ivalice to be nothing but a bedtime story? By proving that it is anything but. And when people see that Ivalice was real, the rest will fall into place. Were it as simple as bringing forth the chronicle and submitting it for review, we would of course have done so long ago. But, alas, it is not. The Durai papers, you see, are written in High Evolution, an ancient tongue long extinct. My father, and his father before him labored tirelessly to decipher this tome, but for want of other sources made only fitful progress. A word here, a phrase there. It wasn't until a recent expedition to Rabanastre turned up several well-preserved artifacts that we were able to translate a small portion of the papers. Then the diary stolen by the Banga bounty hunters... I'm afraid so. Everything we'd learned of the language was contained in those pages. Then we're back to where we started. Not necessarily. We still have the transcript, as well as some few translated passages, and of course my father's impeccable memory. I've come too far to allow so simple a setback to deter me from my purpose. I will show the world the truth if it's the last thing I do. It is as Master Garland said. He is a man obsessed, and I fear Ivalice's grip on him will only grow tighter. Father was fortunate to escape Rabanastre with his life, and he already speaks of continuing his quest. Promise me you'll keep him safe, please. I'll try. Oh. Kicked off the ship, were we? After what I've seen here, I'm all but convinced that Ivalice exists, at least in some form. The problem will be gathering sufficient evidence to convince the thousands of scholars and historians who've based their careers on the presumption that it doesn't. Not that I've ever been one to shy from a challenge, especially when it means the story of a century. If you're in, Derman, then I'm in. If you're not in, well, I'm still in. Either way, you'll be hearing from me again soon. That much I promise you. Ah, huzzah. Well, I'm definitely in. I'm having fun. But yes, I think that is part 1 of the Ivalice raids complete. I will see you again soon to continue this... Hang on, let me get the Prima Vista in the shot. There we go. Take care, all of you, and I'll see you next time for some more. Goodbye!